had nobody. I'm a winner. You guys remember that movie? Shark Tales. Hello everyone, Kima here. I am making this video to stay ahead of the game. Productivity, my friend. So this video, as you can see by the title, will be my KpopStar experience, audition experience. I did audition for season 5 and I will let you guys know how that went right now and what you can expect and tips and tricks to help you guys get further into the audition. I would not recommend coming really early. Well, depending on your city. I auditioned in Atlanta, so yeah, the line when I got there wasn't that long at all. It was in a hotel in Duluth, and you had to bring a CD with your songs on it. You had to bring your application with your photo attached and your musical instrument. And so we got there pretty early in the morning. We just stayed at a hotel. What they're gonna do is put you in groups, Group A and Group B. I believe Group B played instruments. And when I got there, I was in the first 10 people to audition, so that was wild. I don't recommend that either if you're easily like nervous, because you are like the first people there sing for the day. So you start out, you wait in line. The production crew is all over the place. The producers don't really speak English, so they do have translators around, and they're like filming everybody that looks stylish, that looks cool, and who like looks like they're having fun or they're practicing or whatever. They like have the camera all up in your grill. If you're camera shy and you're looking to overcome that fear, I definitely recommend going. There's literally cameras everywhere. Everywhere that you can imagine, there's a camera. They record you standing around. They, you know, you get the post, the little, what do they call it, like KpopStar season. Hold on, let me see if I can still find that. They give you this, right? And they're like, wave it around, be excited, and so they ask you to scream. If you take your vocal health seriously, I recommend that you do not start screaming at the top of your lungs like they want you to. And if your call was like as early as ours, I doubt you'll feel like screaming anyway. They make us wave this flag for a few times. They gave some girls camera, like what do you call those? Little cameras? They're like action cameras. They, GoPros. They gave them GoPros and they made them walk, you know, with the audience, like wave at the camera, and they just filmed random people that were there. After standing in line, I guess the CEOs or something came in, and hopefully that wasn't too loud. They walked past the line and they were just looking at all of us, because at this point it was really primarily foreigners, non-Asian people that were there at the time. And the older lady in there, her suit, she like looked at me and she just kind of stared at me, and I was freaking out. I was so nervous. I didn't want to talk. I didn't want to breathe. I didn't want to exist at the moment. And it was my first audition ever. She was looking at me and I looked at her and I smiled and said, "Annyeonghaseyo," and she was like, "Hi," and she like waved at me and she was super nice, and I was like, ugh, she gave me hope. Anyway, so she like pumped me up. I was like, yay, it'll be okay. After that, we registered with the verification stuff they asked us to bring. They give you a number and tell you what your group number is. You have a flash drive with your K-pop story on it. That's what we had to do anyway. I don't know if they do that for all of them. Yeah, you just wait in the waiting room. They play K-pop music. You're free to practice, chill, do whatever you want until it's your turn. They take you by groups of 10 or 15, I think, was in my group. Literally, they were like, oh, hey, I'm the producer. You know, basically what's gonna happen is we have no set number of tickets to send people to Korea. It's all about how you do and how you perform. Don't get nervous, blah, blah, blah. It's like much worse when you get in there, and you know, we want to see you guys do well, and we're excited to be here and see you guys. And we screamed with our posters again, and then they filmed it, and then we auditioned. So literally it was probably like 10 to 15 minutes that I was sitting there. We got called like A1 through, let's say, 15. line up in the back because you're about to go audition. And so you take all your stuff, you take your CD, you take your everything. You take everything with you out into the waiting area, which is usually outside of the room that you audition in. It doesn't matter who's around you, warm up. It's very, 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 very important that you don't hurt your voice and you don't hurt yourself and strain and things and then make it worse when you get in there. You want it to be as easy as possible and do everything you can. They have water there for you if you don't have any, but you can do whatever in that waiting room. The lady takes your application and you just file in one by one. Now, it gets real when you get into the room. I didn't have a very nice producer when I was in there. She was not very nice and they were not very welcoming, and I don't know if it was because, like, well, for one, it was really awkward when I walked in there because they were like eating fruit and stuff, and I was like, dang, we're just chilling. I'm over here being nervous and y'all are eating hors d'oeuvres and stuff. There's regular people that just volunteer to help there. There's a man with a camera standing straight in the middle, and there's the actual producer and a translator. So there's probably like 5 people in total other than you in the room. You stand on the footprints and they say, like, introduce yourself. That's a good time to say if you speak Korean or not. If you can speak Korean, just speak Korean. It's very, very helpful to you that you speak Korean. Make sure, tip, make sure that you sing your first song in Korean if you can. If you can't, that is fine, but your chances are higher if you're a foreigner if you sing your song in Korean. That was my mistake. I was gonna sing my song in Korean, but I got so scared when I walked into the room because they just look at you with dead faces like this. So introduce yourself. Tell us about yourself. Okay, you can start. So I was like, I'm Kiana, I'm 20. I don't know what else to say because I was freaking out. Okay, does it matter what song I sing? And they were like, literally, this is their reaction, like. So I just sang an English song because I panicked at that exact moment. I heard that there was a nicer producer there, but that wasn't the one that I got. So just make sure that you're good because they are kind of honest, and if you understand Korean, it can kind of hurt your feelings what she said. The translator will always tell you that you sound beautiful, that you have a beautiful voice, but really make sure that it's what you want to do and you sound good because people were getting their feelings hurt a lot after they came out of the room. Basically, I just awkwardly walked in like, 안녕하세요. Walked in, handed my paper, because she gives it back. I handed in my paper. They say, introduce yourself. Tip. Walk in with confidence, okay? Make sure that you are confident when you go in there because they are looking for that. Do not shrink away from them because they don't care. They look like they don't care. Try to capture them. Give it your 100% best shot. No excuses allowed, okay? Which is what I didn't do. I wasn't confident. I just walked in, kind of like hunched over and handed in my stuff, and then they told me to introduce myself. I couldn't look at anybody in the eye. There was a big old camera, like a huge camera in the middle, so I wasn't sure if I look at them or look at the camera. I heard look at the camera. I'm not sure what you're supposed to look at still. So my advice is if you're scared of the people, look into the camera. There's a microphone right in front of you, so everybody will hear you just fine. The room is probably not even that big. Then they tell you to sing. You don't get to use music until you get to the second round. So make sure that you can stay on pitch without the music because you're not going to get to use your CD until the next round if you make it there, okay? If you play an instrument, they let you play your instrument, which is why they separate you into groups. They tell you that you have like a minute to audition. So I sang my song, looked at the ground, looked scared. I was scared. So I just did a minute of the song and then stopped. But they were like watching me like, and I just stopped singing because I had thought that we can only sing like the first verse and the hook and then finish. Tip, do not stop unless they tell you to stop. You keep singing until they tell you, girl, shut up. They were just looking at me like awkwardly and they were like, okay. And I was like, that's it. I was just ready to go. I was feeling awkward and embarrassed and sad. It was getting hotter and hotter. My edges were starting to curl up. I was like, it's time to go. So the lady was like, you know, basically The Korean lady said, you know, it sounded good, but I don't see anything special about what she did. She wasn't special at all. She just came in, sang, and it was just like everybody, like anyone and everyone kind of feel to her. She's just too regular. And I was crushed. When I tell you I was crushed and embarrassed, I was like, no, I'm better than this, but I couldn't show myself. So make sure you guys are very confident. So the girl translated, she said, you have a very beautiful voice, but that's it. Awkward silence, right? So you're not going through to the next round. I was like, okay, thank you. I was so excited to go, y'all. I was like, all right, bye. So I left, and then everyone sitting outside was like, did you make it? Did you make it? Did you make it? And when the other girls came out, they were saying like, oh, they told me that my high note was unstable. They told me that my high note was, they kept just telling everyone their high note was unstable. They told me that I was a regular schmegula degula. And they didn't see why they should put me through. And they told everybody, but your voice is beautiful though. So I believe that some people, if you can't sing or you mess up, they tell you that something was unstable. And if you lack confidence and you lack, I guess, the star quality or something, they tell you your voice is beautiful, but you know, you need to work on. Sometimes they tell you what you need to work on. They didn't tell me anything because I knew I sounded okay, but I was about as freaking entertaining as a dang potato in the middle of the street that got ran over a few times. Just dirty and boring. That was the end for me. I saw the other girls that auditioned before me. They were all kind of pissed off that they didn't make it through. I wasn't too mad because it was my first audition. I didn't know what to expect, so that's why I'm here trying to help you guys so that you guys can know a little bit of what to expect, because every time I watched a video, it was just talking about that person on their own rather than talking about everything. So just know that I'm sure that not every producer is like the one that I got. She was just mean. I was scared of her the moment I saw her. But don't be like me. Be you, be confident. Do what you can, do what you love to do, because you never know where it can take you. Just have confidence. There's a lot of people that did make it through that day. I don't recommend being in the first 10 people because these stakes are high. Unless you think you can do it, girl, then whoo, you go! If you're scared or if people are mean, which they're not, they're pretty nice, let me know in the comments below or leave me a comment on Tumblr. Do not forget to subscribe in the bottom right corner or down below. Just click subscribe. It is free. I post cover videos every other week. And yes, thank you guys so much for watching. Don't forget to like,